Hi, my name is Robbie Ryder. I'm one of the worship leaders on the Dwell CD, and we're going to take the next chunk of time just to run through some acoustic tutorials of each of the songs on the CD. But before we do that, want to discuss alternate tunings, and we use two different alternate tunings on the CD. One is called Drop D. It's a pretty simple one, and the other is called Dadgad. The first one, let's look at Drop D. Essentially, you're going to leave all your strings the same except for your low E string, and you're going to tune that a whole step down to D. So essentially, you just take your low E and tune it down a whole step, and it should match your fourth string, which is also D, and you can play those bottom three strings and listen to where the sort of the wavy stops. So in Drop D, we play Waiting on You Again and Dwell. And so the couple things you have to change is how you play a couple chords. A simple way to modify your G chord is to make your G like this. Because if you play it normally, you end up playing an F in the bass, and that just doesn't work. So a way to play your G would be like this, and a way to play your E minor would be just to second fret of your 6, 5, and 4 string. So just a couple simple modifications. It lets you, really helps your guitar to sing and gives you some nice potential to just move around in that. So from the Drop D, we'll move to Dadgad. So we'll leave our low E string tuned down to D, and what we're going to do is Dadgad is actually the name, each note string. So we'll go D, A, D, G, A, D, starting from your low E, your 6th string, D, A, D, G, A, D. And so with the D, A, and the D, we're already there, and the G, we're already there, but let's tune our 2nd string down to A, which is just a whole step down. And you can compare that to your 5th fret, or your 5th string. And even if you play a harmonic on the 12th fret, that should match your B string, your 2nd string, which is now A. And then you'll take your high E, and you'll tune down a whole step. And that should match your low, your 6th string. So from there, your guitar just, you don't have to play anything, really, and it just sounds really open and full. So we've got to do a couple, we've got to relearn a handful of chords for this one, and what I'll do is I'll play them, and maybe you can pause the DVD to just kind of make sure your fingers go in the right place. So this is what I use for my G chord. And that form is kind of the bass form for all the different shapes that I'm going to show, and we can just move this chord form around. So from the G, let's just take it up 2 frets. Now it's going to become an A. That's what I use for the A. And then if we move it up 2 more frets, and we pull the index finger back 1 fret, that's what we use for B minor. So you've got your B minor, your A chord, your G chord, and then if you use the same form for the B minor, down here, that becomes your D over F sharp. And then the same E minor that we learned for Drop D makes a beautiful chord in Dadgad. Really open. So using those forms, you can play a lot of songs you've played dozens and dozens of times and just kind of get a new sound out of it.